stand friend and neighborhood party.
Right on. Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're smoking mystery concentrates. We're doing that because this week we're coming up on Halloween, baby. So I figured what we'd do this sesh is actually talk about my top 10 stoner horror movies. Now, they're not always like, you know, I like really gory and violent and terrifying, trapped kind of horror movies. So there's a couple of those on there for sure. But I also added a couple in that are just good to watch when you're high. Because, like, let's be honest, when we're high, we like to watch some fun, funky shit, right? So I watch a lot of funky shit, and I figured let's talk about my top 10s. The ones, basically these ones are ones that I go back to on a regular basis if I'm stoned and it's like Halloween time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the top 10 stoner, top 10 thoughts off the stem, stoner horror movies. And to do that, we're going to smoke Broken Coast Emergency Blunt. Because it might be an emergency, baby. This blunt, I haven't tried it yet, so I'm excited because the flower came into the shop and apparently it's a really nice sativa. And since I'm smoking sativas on the podcast lately to keep myself going and upbeat and popping, you know. Fuck, I'm old. I can't believe I just said that. I figured we'd smoke this. It's a blunt. It's 29.3%. What does it look like, you ask? I don't fucking know. I haven't seen it yet. So we'll pop this open. Let's have a look. Ooh, it's pretty. It smells like a blunt. That's what it looks like. A blunt. It's a 1 gram blunt. It actually looks pretty good. Now, stupid me. I forgot my clipper, so I'm gonna have to burn the tip of this off before I actually smoke it because there's too much. I hate this. Like, if you're gonna make a blunt, just cut the end of it off or leave it, fill it so it's all the way open. Because, like, I like, personally, I don't know what you feel like, but I like it when the weed is accessible at the front. I don't like having to burn off a fucking 2 millimeters of pre-roll or 2 millimeters of paper or blunt wrap to get to the weed. It generally makes you cough out, and it's fucking horrible, dude. So, if you roll blunts and you make blunts, please stop folding the paper in. Please stop twisting it off. Just fucking cut the paper or fill it all the way up. Like, charge a little more. I'll buy it. Trust me. I know there's not a lot of people out there that like blunts, I don't think. I don't know. Why don't you let me know if you like blunts? Also, subscribe to the channel. Follow the podcast on whatever you're listening or watching it on. Ugh. I've had a day, man. I wanted to talk about these because, like, quite honestly, my kids have been pissing me the fuck off lately, dude. It's really bad. Every time... So, okay, I don't know if you get this. I'm going to pause for a second as a parent and talk as a parent for a minute here. Fuck the weed, okay? As a parent, I'm a full-time single dad. I understand that it's the kid's job to ask for shit, okay? But it feels like every time I'm fucking doing anything, they ask for shit. Like, everything, dude. I was going to get ready to do this podcast right now, like literally 10 minutes ago. I'm changing, I'm getting all my stuff together. My son comes up to me and goes, Dad, I thought my aunt gave me a new cell phone I could use. For sure, dude. It's dead right now, so I'll get it for you later. I'm in my room getting ready, okay? Like, just trying to find all my stuff. A new hat to wear, you know, a hoodie, but it's too hot in the basement, so fuck that shit. But anyway, he comes in while I'm looking for the stuff that I need for the podcast. Dad, can I have the cell phone? I don't know where the fuck it is, dude. My room looks like a tornado went fucking through it, okay? So, like, you're gonna have to wait till I'm fucking done so you could get your thing. You know why? Because I'm doing my thing right now, goddammit. All day I do shit for you. You have to ask me right the second before I'm gonna go do something? Oh, happens all the time. My daughter, I'm going out for dinner the other night. I get a text from my daughter. Hey, Dad, can we get Billy Joel tickets? I don't fucking know. I don't know. You know why I don't know? Because I'm doing this other thing right now. I spent all day with you. And you didn't ask me once. You didn't bring it up once. I'm going to do something for me. And Dad, me. You know what? Fucking me right now. Okay? That's what I like about these podcasts. They're me. They're my time. They're my time with you. Okay? Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. They're fucking pissing me off, man. Just everywhere I go. Every time I turn around. Dad, can I have this? Dad, can I have that? Dad. I know for the whole day you've been saying you're going to do something. But hey, Dad, guess what? I want things now. So you stop doing what you're doing and listen to me. Fuck you. I know there's parents out there that can fucking relate to that shit. Because, dude, that pisses me off, man. I do everything for my kids all the fucking time, okay? All the time. Everything I do. I have to, sure, I work, but I'm just saying, every time I'm not at work, guess who I'm with? My fucking kids. You know what we're doing? Shit for them, not for me. Ugh. Hey, Dad, I know you've been saying that you want to do this thing, but I'm going to wait till right now to fucking ask you for it. Fuck you. Fuck right off, okay? Someone's got to teach these little motherfuckers that, like, this is me time. Time for me. I want me time. You get you time, I want me time. So fuck off while I'm doing me time, okay? Don't bother me for 30 minutes before. Don't bother me for 30 minutes after. These little motherfuckers. Ugh! I know you can relate to this. That's why I'm slowly lighting this fucking blunt tip. So if you pack your blunt tips back into the fucking blunt, stop it. What are you, 9? Fucking fill the blunt up, goddammit. Fill it all the way up. Sorry, I guess I'm pissed. I apologize. But yeah, so in light of that, and in light of, like, obviously, you know, I love my kids. I don't want to murder them. I'm going to talk about the horror movies where people get murdered. Because right now, murder's on my mind. I can't fucking shake it. So I have to think about or watch or talk about somebody that can murder people. You know who can murder people? Fucking Freddy. Fucking Jason. Fucking Michael Myers. You know? Like, ugh. You know what you should have as a service? You should have, at Halloween, a service where you could call somebody and they'll come and they'll scare the living piss out of your kids so they never ask you anything again. My whole day is taking care of you, dude. Give me 20 minutes, goddammit. I would pay for that. I'd pay you good money to dress up like a murderer and terrify my children into not asking me for shit anymore. So yeah. Oh, all right. Well, thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, on Thoughts Off the Stem on Friday to kick your weekend off right. Hopefully you're heading out this weekend to some Halloween parties, and doing the thing. I remember I went to a Halloween party once as Fred fucking Flintstone, baby. I had my mom make me like a dress made out of what the fuck was it? It was fleece. It was made out of fleece. This blunt and that Stoonin' glass hit, ugh, they're hitting me good. I hope you're having a good week. But yeah, I went to this one Halloween party in university in a fleece dress, essentially. It went from my ankles, like from my shoulders to my ankles. So the fun part was that I just was able to wear that and underwear, and I was fucking perfectly comfortable. Like, it was so hot in that shit. We went to a bar. I even found an earring, because I had earrings at the time. I even found an earring that actually looked like a pebble. I put it in my ear. Yeah. Sometimes I like Halloween, but I'm not like into overdoing Halloween. It used to make me feel awkward to act like a dork, but now as I get older, I don't give a fuck, and I enjoy my dorkiness, so I welcome my dorkdom. All right, let's talk about these, because quite honestly, if you're having a tripped out Halloween and you're smoking some weed and doing your thing, what you got to do is you got to check out these horror movies. Now, I'm going to go from 10 down to like my number one scary horror movie. And like I said, I'm going to preface this with, the movies that I find the scariest are the ones where the person can't get away. So it's not like Freddy or Jason or like Michael Myers, like Halloween, whatever, where you know, you're running away and you can't get away. I'm talking about like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of shit, where you're stuck in the woods, you're stuck in one environment, you can't get out of that environment because you keep getting either sucked back in or somebody gets you and murders you. Okay? And then we're going to talk about, hopefully, if I don't run out of time, how like stupid some of these motherfucking characters are. You know what I'm saying? I'm riled up. I'm getting mad here. I hope somebody breaks into my house on Halloween and I'm just kidding. I don't really mean that. Yeah, see, this is the problem when you fold over the blunt, goddammit. It canoes. We're not building fucking river rafts here, people. We're trying to make blunts that are smokable and delicious. You know what? As a blunt maker, you should want to make the best blunt, just like cigar makers want to make the best cigars. So like right now, Chronic, hands down, is making the best blunts. They're all hand rolled. They look like a cigar. They have a little tab. Dude, you couldn't even tell it was a cigar unless you bought it. If somebody handed it to you outside of the package, you'd be like, oh, a cigar, cool. Until you looked at the end and you noticed that there was weed. But I'm just saying, they're hands down the best. I love their blunts, dude. So yeah. So let's talk about horror movies. And like I said, the thing that scares me the most is not being able to get away in one environment. Like, being chased down the road or like town to town or house to house or whatever, that's one thing. But like if you're stuck in like the bush, you know, in the woods, I find that the most terrifying. Because you're like, you don't necessarily know where to go. You can't really get away. They know the lay of the land better than you. There's normally multiples because you're in the hills of fucking everything. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's normally like new territory. You're going camping with your fiance one time, and like next thing you know, you're getting chased down by like Gomer Pyle and his buddies. I don't know. Okay, so this I'm gonna go down from least scary to me to what I feel is the most terrifying horror movie ever. Okay? Okay. And again, my criteria for this is the people can't get away. No one lives. And there has to be a sense of like, this could happen to you at any time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, number 10, Cabin Fever. If you haven't seen this movie, it's set in the woods. These college kids go to a cabin. I mix two of these up. I mix up Cabin in the Woods, which is also on the list, but Cabin in the Woods and Cabin Fever, I mix them up. Essentially, in Cabin Fever, there's like I can't remember if it's a spirit. It's been a while since I've watched this one, but I watched it a lot, dude. So there's like there's a spell that's cast on the house, I believe, or like a curse, and all this weird shit starts to happen to the people, and then they also get like this weird disease that seems to be contagious, so they end up like, you know, getting offed and being offed and having and then arguing with each other. That's the part that like I think freaks me out the most about those movies, is because they end up arguing with each other when it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up and do the thing. You know? Get over it, you'll get through it. But instead they all panic, and then it becomes a big fight, and then people start going off on their own. That's where they go wrong in horror movies, man. These fucking people. Don't go off on your own. Don't go off as a two. You stay as a group or you move as a group, okay? Doesn't matter if someone starts festering with boils on their face. Stick around, okay? So Cabin Fever. That's one. That's my 10th. Because I watch it obviously not as frequently as I thought I did, but yeah, that one was a good one. And then there's Cabin in the Woods is number 9, and Cabin in the Woods, this is where I say, okay, so Cabin in the Woods, I'm pretty sure, again, same premise, okay, and there's spoilers in this, so if you don't want to like know things about these movies, then like don't watch it. Okay, or like fast forward for the movies that you want to see or you haven't seen. Okay, So with Cabin Fever and Cabin in the Woods, I think Cabin in the Woods it's the same premise where a bunch of university kids, they go off to this cabin in the woods, and then like all this crazy shit starts happening. People just start getting murdered. And then as the thing plays out, because the murders are the best part, so I'm not going to tell you all the murders, but it's pretty crazy. Then they find out that the government is doing this. Yeah, dude, it's fucking trippy, okay? You're already in a cabin in the woods. There's like, all kinds of different levels of terrorizing things that happen. So like they see ghosts, animals attack them, like everything's up for grabs. Like devils, demons, fucking vampires, aliens, the craziest shit, right? And then they find out that, yeah, the government's been doing this. Whereas Cabin Fever, I think the kids, what happens? I think one of the kids gets sick, and then it becomes contagious. And they try to stay away from getting the sickness. I think that's Cabin Fever. I mean, it would make sense. And then Cabin in the Woods is, yeah, where there's like a government plot to do crazy shit to people. Number 8. Number 8 is not so much terrifying as it is just really fun to watch. It's stupid, okay? It would never happen. It would be incredible if it did happen, though. And if you really want to see Paris Hilton die or get killed, watch that movie because they kill her pretty good in it. So that one it's always college kids going somewhere. Like, that's always my thing, too. Like, a group of friends and, like, you're going out to, like, do some shit at some place and party. And then next thing you know, you're getting your fucking esophagus ripped out while you're fucking Frank. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So in this one, they go to this small town and they're on their way to go to, like, a cabin or something. They're running out of gas, or they need to make a pit stop for gas. So they stop at this town, and it ends up being like a little ghost town where there's like, 5 people that inhabit the town. And they go to get gas, but then their car also breaks. So now they're trying to get gas. It's getting late. They're trying to get their car fixed. And they start to realize some really weird shit in town. And then one guy goes snooping around town and figures out that there's one house where there's a whole bunch of people, like kind of like I think it might have been called the Wax Museum. So he goes in there and he starts to realize that all the wax figures are actually people covered in wax. So it's a good movie to watch, man. It's pretty gruesome because like they literally turn people into wax sculptures, and then like when they get killed, crazy shit, fun shit happens. Like, if you like seeing gore, that's actually a pretty good one for gore. So yeah, House of Wax, that's a good one. That's one of my favorite. Although that's not terrifying to me. It's just kind of fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, Get Out. Again, I don't think I totally get it, the whole premise. Because from what I understand, it's a group of families that have decided to, I think, enslave black people again. I think that was the whole premise. I've only watched it once because it was so fucking weird. But if you're high, you gotta watch it because, dude, okay, it goes from, like, kind of fucked up social narrative to just crazy. Like, at one point, there's a dude that comes running out of a bathroom stall with a horse head and his dick hanging out. Like, what? What are we talking about here? I get how it's terrifying, but more terrifying than anything, it was like, it made my brain go, what? And I couldn't get over it for like the longest fucking time, dude. And yes, just that scene, because the rest of it is just this guy trying to get away from a family who is trying to like curse him and make him a slave again for their family. It's a really fucked up concept. It was a really fucked up movie, and it was so fucking confusing and fucked up that I was like, other people need to see this. This is how fucked up this shit is. I can't believe that Jordan Peele came up with this idea. Like, I'm telling you, there is the craziest fucking shit in this thing that I can't even describe the stuff that happened. Like in Cabin in the Wood, or House of Wax, I can tell you there's a scene where a guy gets his face kind of ripped off. And like you see it peel off, and that's disgusting. So I know, like, oh, yuck, right? But I'm watching Get Out, and there's a point, like I said, this dude comes running out of a bathroom stall with a horse head on and a big giant cock just fucking coming right at you. And I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? So I don't know that I understood that movie. But if you want to be really fucking confused and terrified, that's the one you go for. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Number 6. Number 6 is The Evil Dead. For 2 reasons. If you watch it when you're young, it's freaky. When you watch it when you're older, you want to be high. It's fun as shit, dude. Like, again, this concept is fucking weird, but this guy ends up going into a book of darkness and acquiring a chainsaw for a hand, and then he comes back to the regular world and becomes the protector of the, like, you know, killer of the undead and the demons and the whoever's trying to take over. And then he slashes his way in some of the weirdest fucking, again, it's not like Get Out, but it was probably for the time it was, because there were certain points where you're like, I don't even know why this is happening. But yeah, it's confusing, it's terrifying. If you're stoned, that's the best part about it, is that it will, like, throw your brain for a loop. So you end up having to, like, keep going over in your brain, like, what am I watching here? So those two, Get Out and The Evil Dead, were more for entertainment value so much as scared. Like, it's a good movie to throw on at Halloween because there's enough scary shit and it applies to the, you know, to the feeling of the situation or the feeling of the time. And they're just fun. They're campy, so they're fun, you know? All right, moving on to number 5. So number 5, Hostel. Dude, again, you're traveling, you're away from home. This time, though, you're not necessarily in a group. You could be on your own, because depending on the movie, right? 1, 2, or 3, you might be with a group, but then you get taken from that group. And the whole group doesn't... well, I guess the whole group does get murdered eventually. But, like, it's one at a time. They get picked off. And they're, in, like I said, because they're on, like, a trip in some foreign country, they're living in hostels. But then they keep getting picked up by people in these hostels and fucking murdered. But there was one scene in Hostel, the first one, where they've got a guy, he's in a room, and he's being tortured. He's about to be, like, just decimated by this dude in a fucking butcher's outfit, right? And at a certain point, he goes around and he just slices each Achilles tendon. And dude, it's like close up. Okay? So you feel like you're right behind, like you're doing it, you know? And you see the whole, like, wound open up and stuff like that. And then the guy lets him try to run away, so he undoes him. The guy goes back around, and the camera's still at the back of the chair looking up. Okay? And so you're looking at the back of his feet to, like, the guy walking around the chair. Like, you're looking from the floor at this guy walk around a chair, undo these guys' things. And then the guy in the chair goes to fucking run, right? And as soon as he goes to run, you see the tendons and everything just fucking separate. Like, oh, it was so gross. And then from that point, because it was so disgusting, all I could think was, like, I'm never taking a trip to Europe ever. You know, I'm not getting caught in a hostel where some dude's I'm gonna wake up strapped to a chair with a guy in a butcher suit trying to fucking slowly cut me open with anything he can fucking think of. Like, again, the premise of this is that there's a corporation where people pay money to like mutilate and kill humans. So you pay, they kidnap a human, they tie him to a chair in a torture room, and then you get to go in there, but you're in this a secret special society, right? So you get to go in there and you get to just like do whatever you want to this person and just like carve them up like a jigsaw puzzle. And there's nothing you could do about it because once they catch you, like you can't get out. Fuck that. What are you gonna do? You know, people have tried. It doesn't work. Okay. So Hostel. Hostel is like a big one for me. I know it's only number 5 on the list, but like it's a big deal to me. It was the first movie, it was the first movie in a long time that like actually made me rethink humanity and what people are actually like. Like nobody could be that mean, right? But it could. They could be. They could. It could happen. And you're telling me it can't happen? It could happen, man. Fuck off. For sure it could happen. Okay? So that's why it's like, it's out of number 5. Because it's not terrifying like, oh, there's a ghost or there's this like whatever. I guess, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, there is nothing on my list that involves like a ghost or anything. So like, I guess I could just say I don't find like demons and ghosts very scary. Like, I guess Cabin in the Woods kind of does. But that's like a different animal. Like I'm more scared of regular shit, and then I'm scared of abduction, I guess. That's what I'm learning here. Because everything I have is like in some way they've been abducted or held against their will. I guess that's what draws me to a good horror movie. For the most part. Not I've seen ghost story movies, but like I never find them that scary, you know? So yeah, stuff like Hostel really does it. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is Dawn of the Dead. I love Dawn of the Dead, but not the original. I don't think it's the original. It's the one from like the early 2000s with fucking Ving Rhames and like a bunch of other people. Like the guy, I don't know his name, but the Phil from Modern Family, he was in it. It was I think it was one of probably his first roles, or like, yeah. He was in it. Ving Rhames was in it. I think Sarah Pauli's in it. Whatever. But that movie utterly terrified me, man. Zombie stuff terrifies the shit out of me because, like, I don't want to deal with zombies, dude. I don't want to deal with dead people coming back to try and kill me as dead people. Like, I don't want to be part of the dead people army. You know? Plus, you gotta think, like, in zombies, yeah, sure, you travel and stuff like that, and you're not really held captive, but the real issue is that, like, you have to deal with hordes and hordes of gross, sticky, slimy dead guys. I don't want to touch a dead guy, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you're gonna have to do something about it, you know? So I think that, like, the thing that scares me is that like you get overwhelmed and overrun by like a horde of zombies. Whereas with like Hostel, it's more that you're being held against your will. Because I guess in a way, like zombies, they also hold you against your will, no? No? I don't know. But I used to watch that all the time. Plus the fact that the zombies ran, dude, you could never outrun one. It would never get tired. Like, it would fall apart running after you. Like, skin would be flying off it. You know? And, like, it's just still going. Till it's a fucking, like, you know, muscle skeleton coming after you. Like, no thanks. I'm good. I don't need that shit. I'll tell you something. So I used to have this reoccurring dream. And the reoccurring dream was like a zombie dream. So I would wake up. This is the dream, obviously. I would wake up and I would go, I would hear like a pounding at the door downstairs. So I'd wake up, I'd go down the stairs, and I'd get to the door. And in the dream, the door had a window in it, so I could see outside, and I could see that it was like a horde of zombies, right? And the first time I had the dream, the zombies were banging on the door, and either I opened the door or the window got broken and I died right away. But like I woke up. You know what I mean? Like the window broke and I woke up. So I just assumed I died in the dream. And then the next time I had it, I got to the living room, and then the zombies made it through the door and they tackled me in the living room. Then the next time I had the dream, it got to the point where I was in the living room and I was opening the back curtains to see if we could run out the back, and there's zombies at that door, and then I run towards the stairs and they get me at the stairs, you know? And then I had the dream again. This is a fucked up recurring dream, dude. You have to get like pretty paranoid at this point, right? It was over the course of a couple years. So then I have it again, and this time I make it like onto the steps. And I'm like jamming down on fucking dead people, like just, you know, killing zombies and whatnot. And then the horde overruns me, and then I wake up, right? Or it starts to overrun me, and then I wake up. And then it kept happening. So I get like farther and farther up the stairs until I was like, I would never get to the top of the stairs. I always got like, there were 3 steps to get to. I'd always get to there and wake up. So at that point. And so finally I'm like, what the fuck is up with this dream? It's always, for the first little while it was terrifying, because I'm like, what the shit, dude? Like, I'm fighting zombies every night. This is horrible, right? And it was like a fucking vivid dream. Like, it felt like I was there, dude. Like, yeah, it was a big deal. So then I'm trying to think, like, what the fuck? What am I doing? Why does this keep happening to me? And whatever, right? And then I told somebody the dream, and they were like, oh, that's got to have some kind of meaning, especially if it keeps moving forward, right? So, and progressing. So I start looking up dreams, and then as I'm looking up stuff about dreams, I realize, oh, it's like, it's about it's a control thing. You have to let go of control and stop trying to like, predict how things are going to go, or like stop worrying how things are going to go sometimes, because sometimes things just are going to go a certain way, right? And so it was about kind of like letting go of control and letting go of expectation. But like, how fucked up is that came through as a zombie horde dream that just kept murdering me over the course of like 2 years till finally my brain kicked in and went, hey, this has got to mean something. And then I figured out that, yeah, it was definitely that. Because as soon as I realized that it was about me accepting that I can't control everything, right? And things sometimes just happen. As soon as I realized that, the fucking dream stopped, dude. Yeah. So, like, it was pretty crazy. I was getting freaked out all the fucking time. So Dawn of the Dead really, hits home with me. Because, dude, are you kidding? Dawn of the Dead. Like, how can you not be terrified of people or zombies coming after you and your family? And like, you just have like a kitchen knife to try and stop them. It's fucking nuts. It's crazy. And I find that terrifying, because it's also a virus that goes from like people to people. So like, if you get bit, you could contract it sometimes depending on the movie. Yeah, that's a good one for like super fear, If you really think about it, and you're being chased by a horde of zombies, at some point, do you not give up? You're just like, dude, everywhere we go, we just gotta kill a bunch of them. And then everyone eventually dies over time. Yeah, so Dawn of the Dead made number 4. Number 3, so 3, 2, and 1 are all technically, in my opinion, tied for number 1. Because they terrified the shit out of me for different reasons, each one of them, okay? So, number 3, The Hills Have Eyes. Okay, first of all, I didn't realize when I was watching it, but it made it more terrifying after, that it's based on real people. like the Hill people were based on a real Hill family that they found in the hills that had killed a couple people and eaten them and like used their skin for shit. And so when you watch that movie and you see the camping family get stuck, now Hollywood, they do it kind of a disservice, because like the people didn't look like what they look like in the horror movie. Like, these are all like mutated, deformed, pus-covered, boil-having, gross, nasty people, right? Whereas like in real life, these people were, I don't know, just regular, really. They had a few you know, I'm sure they had some like obvious mental health issues and potentially had, you know, a little, probably some other issues, because they were chopping people up and eating them, and like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. But it was real people. And in the movie, there was a scene. Okay, I was watching it with a buddy and my kid's mom when we were together, and I had a couch to my right hand side of my room that my buddy was. Oh no, sorry, yeah, on the right hand side of the room where my buddy was sitting, and my wife and I was sitting in, or my kid's mom and I was sitting in like a lazy boy chair at the front of the TV. So the TV is you guys looking at me, right? Like if I'm looking at you, so you're my TV. Why I'm explaining this, I don't know. I'm high. That stuff's pretty good, dude. That blunt's pretty good. Okay, so I had this couch. My buddy was sitting there, whatever, and I'm sitting in the chair straight on the TV. They're on an angle, and there's a scene that comes on where the hill people are trying to get into the trailer that has broken down in this desert, and they're terrifying the people. And then finally, I think it was the parents decide, okay, we're gonna go see if we can find help or see what's at the road. And they left like the kids in the camper. Maybe some events had already happened at this point, because I remember everybody being pretty terrified, but I don't remember the events. But then after this scene, as this scene unfolds, this weird, like, guy with boils all over his face, deformed, gross, like, threat of a person breaks into the trailer and is like gonna rape the daughter, right? Dude, I didn't even realize this, okay? I was sitting on the chair and I was white knuckling the arms. I was like peeling them up. Like I was pulling up. I was all tense. And my buddy looks at me and goes, "Hey man, you gonna be okay?" I'm like, "What?" Because I didn't realize. I was just so into the movie. Dude, that scene was fucking terrifying, disgusting, made me want to vomit and fight at the same time. Like fight while vomiting, okay? And run away all at once. I wanted to do every bit of everything, okay? So I'm sitting there, white knuckling it. I couldn't get over it, dude. It was disgusting. It was the grossest thing I think I've ever seen. And I've watched some pretty fucking gross horror movies. So that one terrified me, because then my dad and I think around that time, him and I ended up having to take a trip somewhere in the States, and we were driving around. And I don't know, it just kind of reminded me that there was some like really, you know, flat open areas that, and I was like, fuck it, let's not, please don't break down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so The Hills Have Eyes is definitely right up there. If it's not number one, like I've only watched that movie one time and I can't watch it again. Like I'm gonna have to watch it because my youngest daughter wants to watch some horror movies, so she wants to watch that specifically, of course. So we're gonna watch that, but like it'll be the second time I've watched it. I watched it like almost 20 years ago, dude. I don't know how old it is, but however old it is, that's how long ago I watched it. Okay? So we got that. Hills Have Eyes. And then switching it up completely, okay, was Amityville Horror. Not the first one. The first one was good. I did like the first one. But the one with Ryan Reynolds, I don't know. That one, okay, I think I was like 25 years old when I saw it. Okay? I remember watching it. And we were living in my parents' basement. And I remember after watching that movie for like a week. So stupid. I couldn't get up at night and go to the bathroom without turning on the full hall light. Like, I was just like, nope, you're not going to get me, because the premise of that movie is that there's a voice in the basement that tells Buddy that he's got to kill everybody in the house, and then they like take off as all this crazy shit happens, right? So yeah, so that would terrify me, and that one's number 2 on the list because it literally made me have to walk in light all the time, like a child. Like I would go back to my room from the bathroom, which was like 2 feet away down the hall, and then I would leave the hall light on and go to bed because I was in the basement. Yeah, it did a good job of that, man. So that's number 2. And the number 1 movie that scares the living piss out of me more than fucking anything else is House of a Thousand Corpses. I will watch that movie a million times, but it terrifies the shit out of me. They've got clowns. They've got psychopaths. They have meat cleavers. They have weird fucked up shit. Everything. That movie has everything. There's one point, okay? I didn't think this was gonna. I don't know whose brain this comes from. I know Rob Zombie directed the movie. I think he wrote it too. I don't know. But like, where do you come up with the idea of this kid is having a dream? There's a dream sequence where this kid's like, dreaming about having sex with a chick, and then he goes down on her, and it's in the dream, right? And then he wakes up and he's holding a gutted fucking house cat and just going to town on it like it's a fucking vagina. That is scarring. I see it to this day. And I can't, and that, as soon as that happened and I was watching this movie, I was like, oh my God, I can't fucking believe that just happened. And also, this is already terrifying because that is like, your whole body just goes, I don't like it. So yeah. So that one's number one. But realistically, The Hills Have Eyes, The Hills Have Eyes, Amityville Horror, and House of a Thousand Corpses are really close to tied, Yeah. Like, definitely The Hills Have Eyes and Amityville Horror were the most scary to me. The House of a Thousand Corpses was the most scary, graphic, horrific, terrorizing, terrifying thing I've ever seen. That's all I'm saying, dude. So yeah, those are my top 10 thoughts off the stem stoner movies. That if you're gonna get high, watch that shit, because in one way or another, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna have a fucked up time. And if you're high, you probably even end up having fucked up dreams after. So like, double down, baby. I do have one honorable mention. And it's not because I find it scary or anything like that. It just happens to be a horror movie where I saw possibly the funniest fucking scene. And I can't believe that this was supposed to scare people back then. But Child's Play 2. Okay, with Chucky, the doll. The second one. There's a scene where he kills a school teacher with a meter stick. Okay? And as he's killing this teacher with a meter stick, the camera is zooming out of the classroom through a window. So there's a certain point, because Chucky is a doll, okay? Chucky is like, what, maybe 2-3 feet high? And he is murdering the teacher with a meter stick. And as the camera comes out, okay, you see the window. But the only thing you can see in the window, because the teacher is on the ground and Chucky is 2 feet tall, is the meter stick. The top of the meter stick just going, thump, thump, like, it just swipes down. Like, it just looked like a stick flying. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I don't know how at the time how that could be terrifying. Also, I don't know how you find Chucky terrifying, to be fair. Like, if that doll comes at me, I'm punting it down the fucking road. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're a doll, dude. You can't do all this shit. You're a fucking doll, I don't buy into that crap. But yeah, that was an honorable mention. So that's like number 11. It's not in my top 10. It's number 11. Just because that scene was so fucking funny, man. It was one of the best scenes I think I've ever seen. I laughed so hard for so long in that one. Yeah. That one was bad. So like, the newer Chuckies are not really that much better, but they're definitely cult classics. They're fun to watch. They're good to watch with kids because they're stupid funny. I mean, stupid scary, So like, even the kids are kind of like, I don't know, but it's campy and it's fun. So I get it. I mean, fuck, I watch all the Fast and Furious movies. Like, trust me, I understand. So yeah. So those are my top 10. Cabin Fever is number 10. Cabin in the Woods, number 9. House of Wax, number 8. Get Out, number 7. The Evil Dead, number 6. Hostel, number 5. Dawn of the Dead, number 4. The Hills Have Eyes, number 3. Amityville Horror, number 2. And House of a Thousand Corpses, number 1. Because Rob Zombie has a fucked up mind, and it is quite honestly amazing when it comes to horror. The atmosphere that he builds in in those movies is so fucking good, dude. And since we went through that whole thing, and I smoked this, not even the whole emergency. I didn't put it out for any other reason than I was talking too much. But yeah, this emergency blunt is pretty good, dude. It's obviously a sativa. You see how fast, like, it feels like I'm talking really fast. But I'm probably not talking that fast. But it feels like I am. So the weed is doing a good job. The only thing I don't really like about this, because I can't really tell the flavor now, because I had to burn the paper off the tip, I couldn't really give you an accurate taste. The people that have told me, that have tried like just the flower without it being in a blunt, those people have told me that it's a little bit sweet. I don't know what the top terps are, and I'm not going to read them right now because I'm pretty stoned. But I didn't get a really good flavor on it. I mean, it lends itself to a blunt, so that's good. Yeah. It's a nice blunt flavor. I guess it's a little sweeter. It's not super harsh. It's not super thick. It doesn't have that kind of like hashy resinous flavor. It has a lighter flavor, but that's probably just because it's a sativa. And it's a pretty nice sativa. It's an upper. I haven't lulled once, I don't think. And I think I've done a pretty good job of talking. I don't know. Why don't you let me know? Like the videos. Subscribe, like I said at the beginning. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Enjoy the sesh, dude. Follow along. Make sure you like literally follow the podcast everywhere on Spotify. If you're watching this on Spotify, follow this shit. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, wherever you're at, just follow it, like it, share it, help it grow. That's all I have to say. Yeah, but this stuff is pretty good. It seems nice and upper. I'm getting like, the more I smoke, the more jittery I get. But then again, I haven't smoked weed in a couple days, so I'm just kind of like taking it easy on this one. But I do notice that I'm fidgety and I won't stop talking in circles. So I like this weed. I like this blunt. It was a little harsh at the beginning. Probably stop, folding the fucking paper over, because that's always gross. Unless you have a cigar cutter. Then I would recommend that you cut the tip off, like where they fold it over. But yeah, it's a nice blunt flavor. It's a good solid sativa. Hits you like right. It's all head. There's no body buzz. Like a little tiny bit of body buzz, but it's mostly head high. I actually enjoy this. I would buy another one. That's what I think. If I did buy another one, you know what I'd do. I'd cut the tip off. Circumcise that bitch. All right, well, those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, on Thoughts Off the Stem. I hope you come back next week on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Good Pods, Podbean, Podchaser, Pandora. Or just go to tots420.com and find the links there. Make it super easy for you. tots420.com. Get all the links. I put out some blogs occasionally too about like different cannabinoids and like different weed news and stuff like that. You should check those out too. tots420.com. All right. Until next time, I hope you have a good week. I hope everything you are working towards is coming to you. I hope that overall you're having good times rather than bad times. And I hope, like I said before, I hope you come back next week. And until next time, keep your lids low, baby.
Thoughts off the stem, friend, a neighborhood party.
Right.